Hello, today we are watching, and I guess I'm reviewing, Allie Beth Stuckey's video called The DOD Just Said That Mormonism is Not Christianity. So this isn't necessarily a statement of rebut to her. It's just there's a few things she said in this video that I think are particularly interesting, and I want to make sure that we move past them. And I'm going to pull up the video in a second. I just need to find the right spot to start. Right. Perfect. Okay. So she shows off this list here. I have a major problem with this list. Okay. If you look closely, it lists the Christian denominations, and then it excludes the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This is pre-revision and pre-Trump's conversation with Republican senator in Utah. So it says that Christian Jehovah's Witnesses, if this was purely a plight on redefining, making sure that Christianity was like correctly identified, that people understood that which Christian denominations are which, you would not include Jehovah's Witnesses as an evangelical in these lists, because I know Pete Hegseth was the one who helped inspire this list. So if it's not purely a call out to call the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints not Christian, you wouldn't consider adding the Jehovah's Witnesses into the Christian list, because I know full well that you do not believe that they are Christian. I respect my Jehovah's Witness brothers, but they are not Christian in the term that you would define them, in the same way that you'd say we're not. Except Jehovah's Witnesses do believe Jesus is created, and Latter-day Saints do not. The Book of Mormon title page strictly teaches that Jehovah, or Jesus Christ, is the eternal God. It teaches that in the title page of the Book of Mormon. It's taught throughout the pages of the Book of Mormon that Jesus Christ, the Son of God, uncreated, eternal, and carries power given to him by the Father. So I have a problem with this. And then she says something specific over here-ish.
And they're kind of taken off guard. That for a long time, you guys were content with that. We can acknowledge that and obviously say that they're neighbors that we are meant to love without being bullied into saying, oh yeah, you and I essentially believe the same thing. You're not going to bully me into saying that because it's not true.
Okay. Respectfully, Allie, and I'm going to lean in on this. I don't typically say things like this, but Allie, if we're going to talk about a denomination that has been bullied into accepting theology, it would be the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We are the we are the persecuted Christian religion in the United States. So much so that you have Pete Hegseth's advisor coming out pretty recently saying that he basically wishes for the day where Latter-day Saints cannot vote. And you're a constitutional speaker, you're a conservative, and you have all these claims, and this isn't meant to be political. This is meant to be, I'm a Latter-day Saint, I'm trying to defend the religion, I'm not trying to defend politics. But the whole perspective that, I don't know, that we should be able to vote and that we're apparently bullying her into us being accepted in Christianity, we just want respect. We just want respect. And purely, that's all we desire at this time. I'm going to let it play for a second, let her talk.
It's not true. And this whole like very, very aggressive push to conflate LDS with Christianity, I actually find that to be extremely ungracious. Like, you have to realize that we evangelicals and Catholics are kind of taken off guard. That for a long time, you guys were content with being called Mormon and being distinct. And now you're trying to say, no, we're one of you. And we're like, hang on, have you changed what you believe? The answer is no. And so why should we change what we say? It's just weird. It's weird. And when I say that LDS teaches a different gospel, you can go back and listen to my debate with Jacob Hansen. We talk about the Trinity some, but the most important distinction, I think, is that they believe that in order to reach the highest level of heaven in which God exists, and so to have full communion with him in his presence, you have to be baptized into the Mormon church, okay? That's adding on something to the gospel. That is adding on something to Jesus' sacrifice, his plan of redemption, not to mention that they believe Jesus to be completely different in nature than we do. And so that is the big distinction.
Here's another thing. Latter-day Saints, we are the most merciful plan. You got to think about this for a second. If I deny her Calvinism, I'm sent to hell. Straight up. Sent straight to hell. Sounds funny, but it honestly is true. And then if she denies my theology and isn't baptized and doesn't accept the covenants that we believe are true, she is still given the state of glory. Presence in communion, maybe not physical and face-to-face communion with the Father and the Son, but still presence his presence at least. She believes that if I deny her Calvinism, which I wouldn't have any choice in anyways because I'm forced into it, 5-point Calvinism, call it TULIP, limited atonement, sound familiar? I'm essentially screwed because I haven't been forced into Calvinism. God hasn't regenerated me, so I'm going to be shot down. And that's the other thing with Calvinism. If God so loved the world and he isn't regenerating the whole world, that means he is just causing people to go to hell for whatever reason. And maybe he doesn't care. I don't know. I don't think Jesus is being sent to earth to save all of mankind fits with your, I don't know, only the elect are saved and the elect are basically forced into a relationship with God based off God's desire to put them in a relationship. Instead of continuing, I'm going to let one of the apostles of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints speak on this. It is not our purpose to demean any person's belief nor the doctrine of any religion. We extend all the same respect for their doctrine that we are asking for ours. So, respectfully, anyone like Allie herself, or anyone within respect to that bubble, all we want is respect. We want to be considered Christian by the term that we believe and follow the Lord Jesus. Maybe we're not Trinitarians, but we believe Jesus Christ is the eternal Son of God. And all we ask is respect. We want respect. We don't want, maybe we don't even, if you just want respect us and still deny our doctrine, then whatever. We can have theological discussions about that. But all that Latter-day Saints desire is respect. We just want respect for our doctrine. We don't want to be, as she says, bullied, as we have been for 200 years by her people. Thank you for listening. This is a little more aggressive, but I was a little passionate about the subject because she said some things I didn't necessarily agree with. If you are interested in talking to me, you can hit me up on Instagram under the same tagline as my YouTube. And then feel free to comment your thoughts, subscribe, and content will be flowing out pretty frequently. I'm trying to get 3 videos a week, maybe more. Depends on my situation. Have a good day.